Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 51st ever episode of the Best Phone Plans Podcast. I'm Stetson,
And I'm Dennis.
and in this episode, we're talking about brand new plans from Straight Talk under Verizon's new ownership, from Total Wireless, T-Mobile possibly getting a new T-Mobile home internet 5G gateway confirmed. We got some updates on Republic Wireless and something spicy from Mint Mobile. And per usual, I'm sure we'll have tons of spicy takes sprinkled in throughout the episode. Before we start, Dennis, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic as always, and it is almost Christmas time, so I got to bring the Christmas spice to this episode. So
Nice. I'm excited. Actually, speaking of Christmas, you want to just start there with the holiday cheer, something that's been happening in the wireless space?
yeah, I
Have
don't
you
know if
seen
this
this?
was intentional, but Mint Mobile is
Yeah.
sending out Christmas cards with Ryan Reynolds on them.
Dennis, what do you mean you don't know if this is intentional? This is planned marketing. So they're sending out Christmas cards. You got Ryan here in a a tuxedo, a suit with I think that's an iPhone 12 Pro in
That's a
gold.
13 Pro.
That camera is not big enough to be a 13 Pro. That's a 12 Pro.
Hold up. I have both a 13 Pro Max and a 12 Pro Max sitting right beside me.
Yep,
Can
that
you
is a
guess
12.
Can you guess which one's the 12?
12 is on my left, so you're right.
Wait,
Dennis, you're missing this. You're
this
missing
one or this one?
No, other one.
This
Actually,
one.
no. The one. Damn, you're like holding them at different distances.
I'm not trying. Hold on. Okay. Fuck, it's so hard. Okay, there we go.
I was initially all right. It's the size of the camera bump, and in person, it's pretty gosh darn obvious. But right now, it's actually really, really hard to tell.
Dude, I honestly always end up picking up the wrong phone when they're by each other. The only way I can tell the difference is with the notch on the front.
I'm going with. I guess I'll go with my gut that the one on your right. No,
This
the other
one.
one. Yeah, that's the 12.
Yes, this is the 12 Pro Max.
Okay, cool. I don't know. I think Ryan's holding the 12 Pro. That's what this looks like to me. I don't think that's a 13. But either way, the cool thing is they're sending out these holiday cards. You get a little happy holidays. They send you a little ornament. Get it, Dennis? Get it? Heh heh. And because that elf can burn in health. So they're just, poking some fun on the elf on the shelf, or not the elf on the shelf. They can't say anything directly or whatever, right? So they sent this ornament. It's Ryan on an island. And I got one. Expect an unboxing and full detailed review. I know that's what the internet wants right now, coming soon. So that's our little holiday cheer.
Well,
I like it.
What's
When was the last time
to get one?
You have to be a Mint Mobile customer? That's it. Have you ever gotten a postcard from like Verizon or AT&T or anything like that?
Well, then I'll definitely be getting one. But no, I don't think I have. Not from the carriers. Although
Has anyone else sent out a holiday card?
Well, I was gonna say I've gotten cards from like my big corporate employers before, which sometimes were a little bit more awkward than normal.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, by that I mean like it's kind of weird when you see like a very safely corporately worded like Christmas card, because it doesn't come off as Christmas cheer. It comes off more like Ebenezer Scrooge.
That's hilarious. I don't know. I think these are fun. I don't think the only thing Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile have ever sent me are bills in the mail. Never a postcard. So
maybe this year they'll do a Christmas theme bill and throw an extra $5 for the extra postage.
They'll charge me more.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Gotta spread the Christmas wealth and cheer, man.
Yeah. To them, we're giving them the wealth, increasing their ARPU for the month.
But no, yeah, Ryan Reynolds is cool. I really liked it when he did the voicemails way back
then. Dude, look, Mint Mobile is sending you holiday postcards. They are giving people a free trial. Like I think there's only one other carrier doing a free trial right now, and I can't even remember It was T-Mobile. They do their T-Mobile free trial. You get 1 month, 30 gigs. But they are literally one of two carriers that actually offer a free trial, and they send you a cool postcard with Ryan's face on it, which, I mean, how could you not want that face?
Yeah, no, Mint's a fun company. I always recommend them. They fit a special niche in the market, especially, I mean, I said this before, but they're great value, right? Like, they're not the most premium carrier in wireless, but they sure are a fun one to be with. They do have good customer service, and their pricing is more than respectable, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. We got Left On For You in the chat saying last year they sent black and white Ryan Reynolds postcards. So they upgraded this year. You got not only a color postcard, but you have Ryan on an island. So that's pretty great. All right. That's our holiday cheer segment. Thank you to Mint Mobile / Ryan for making that possible and sending us postcards. And stay tuned for my full in-depth review.
Well, speaking of black and white, let's change a little bit of gears and talk about some big changes from the Big Red Devil when it comes to their MVNOs.
Yeah. So, as you know, Dennis, Verizon purchased TracFone, one of the largest Verizon MVNOs on the market. And that transaction, that purchase finally went through. It was cleared in the state of California, which was the last state blockading that from going through. And they now own a couple of brands. So we have some exciting news here from two MVNOs. We have got our friends over at Straight Talk, and they have increased their $45 plan to unlimited and also adjusted some of their other plans as well. So hang on, let's see.
Well,
My goodness.
if I remember this was a downgrade in some aspects, wasn't it?
I was not seeing it as a downgrade. I was seeing it as an upgrade because you went from 20, it was actually 60 gigs to unlimited. So here are the new plans on the Straight Talk website. Unlimited nationwide, $45 a month. They're doing 3-month deals. So if you get 3 months, it's $42.50. Unlimited data. This is truly unlimited on the Verizon network. It's available on the AT&T and T-Mobile networks, although it looks like Straight Talk is still doing their classic "we reserve the right to review your account at 60 gigabytes" claim. And they also updated their unlimited international plan. This used to be, I think it was 25 gigs, and now you're getting unlimited data as well. So some pretty nice updates across the board. Let me see if I've updated my site, because then we can kind of compare before and after.
I
But
remember what the downgrade was. It was with the hotspot data.
oh, they might have switched it up from like 10 gigs to 5 gigs.
Yep.
So yeah, you can see before the $45 plan was actually a 25 gig plan, Dennis. And now that's unlimited. $60 plan is now unlimited. $55 plan is also now unlimited. So yeah, what do you think overall? Up in the data. Oh, and the unlimited nationwide $35 plan, this actually doubled from 5 gigs to 10 gigs.
I think it's improvements that are good because Straight Talk is a very recognizable brand with broad reach to consumers. Like if you think, like when you think prepaid, Straight Talk's one of the first people that comes to mind because a lot of people do use them. That being said, I personally can't give a strong recommendation for people to just go out of their way to pick these Straight Talk plans. I think that there are better options if you want to have access to Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile network access across the board with options such as US Mobile's unlimited plan, which is pretty sick. For AT&T, I still am a firm believer in either. Well, I'll give you the consensus that the Cricket plan is really good, but I'm still a firm believer in our classic AT&T prepaid option.
Yeah.
And then for T-Mobile, I think just going straight through Metro.
Yeah,
is
Metro,
honestly
or I
better.
think I would do T-Mobile prepaid.
But that and plus two, Straight Talk has notoriously poor customer service.
Oh, yeah. That's right, Dennis. Verizon, they tackled the easier issue. They're like, can we flip on the unlimited data switch? Well, considering they have Visible for $40 a month, that's truly unlimited. Yeah, no problem. Boom. Unlimited data on Straight Talk. But Visible is cheaper than Straight Talk. And Dennis, as you mentioned, they have not addressed the number one issue with TracFone MVNOs: customer service and support.
Which,
So,
to be fair, just to be fair, customer service is probably one of the hardest things to address. I know
Oh
that's
yeah. No, it's so expensive. You got to train new representatives, and yeah, everything about it is complicated and costly. So they did like the easy thing here, which I'm happy about. But yeah, it's I don't know, is it enough?
no. I mean, because like here's the deal, right? Like, can you go back to the pricing real quick? Was it $55? I'm sorry, was it 55?
Well, so they got their $45 plan. They also have a $55 plan, and they have a $60 plan.
Which one's like they're good unlimited?
I would say the $45 because it's the lowest price unlimited.
Okay, was that the old 60 gig plan, or which one was the like? What I'm saying was, which one's the old 60 gig plan? Is what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
sure. So it's gonna be straight talk. The 60 gig plan was the $55 one.
Okay, so
That
that's
used to have
become
10
the
gigs.
new. That's become the new like better unlimited plan, right?
Sure, yeah. This is it right here.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, so for $55 for like their more premium unlimited plan, right?
Yeah.
If you wanted Verizon access, I would argue that you'd be better off getting, and you're looking for a somewhat premium experience. I'd argue you'd be better off going with either. I want to say Xfinity Mobile because you're getting priority data access.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's definitely more premium. You're not getting calls to Canada and Mexico, I don't think, with Xfinity Mobile. I'm pretty sure
I
you
think it's
don't.
an add-on.
Yeah, but like by default, you're not getting it, right? Like
Yeah, not 100% sure on that. Actually, maybe
I,
if I just click, it'll just tell
I am
us.
like 99% sure you're not getting calls to Canada and Mexico.
And yep, it's available for $10 per month.
Okay, cool. So yeah, not getting calls to Canada and Mexico. If you do it, it'll put you at the same price. But even at the same pricing, at least you're getting priority access.
Yep.
But also for that like price category, um, US Mobile, US Mobile also still comes out ahead. Like, and calls to Canada and Mexico, is that also an add-on for US Mobile?
They do not do anything with international calling right now.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Well, if Canada and Mexico is important to you, I don't think straight. I mean, I just don't think Straight Talk's like the move. Like, honestly, AT&T has the best Canada and Mexico roaming and texting plans right now, but that's on postpaid, I believe, only, right?
I think prepaid gets it.
They do.
I know they get data roaming in Canada and Mexico. I'm not actually 100% sure on the international calling.
I'm testing your niche knowledge for a future that's not really too relevant to me anymore
Yeah.
because all of my communications have become sort of Discord oriented. Like my Steam friends that live in Canada, although I have their number and they have my T-Mobile number, we
Yeah.
all just communicate through Discord, so it
That's
doesn't matter to me.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So we've got use in Canada and Mexico checked. I'm not seeing international.
If there's use in Canada and Mexico, then I think
Then it
it's safe.
would, yeah, it would include, yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like, yeah, AT&T prepaid, they include it in all of their plans, even their $25 plan. So look, I mean, I don't think it's that bad what Straight Talk's been doing here. I think that's pretty good if you factor in the Canada and Mexico perk. Um, and it is truly unlimited. I think the problem is just that, Dennis, as you mentioned, like you can go with Visible if you're looking for something that's super cheap. You can go with US Mobile if you want like a better experience, looking for better customer service and support, and you're cool with 75 gigs. You can go with Xfinity Mobile if you want priority data. All of these are going to be the same price or less. So, good changes, just Straight Talk, not 100% worth it, I think.
Yeah. So moving on from
Well, we got one more.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was gonna say moving on from Straight Talk, let's talk about the other option, which is Total Wireless.
Total Wireless. Oh my goodness. Joe, did it Total Wireless? This is still on Best MVNO. Joe, I love your articles. Goodness, that is some great backlinking on the site. All right, so we got to do Total Wireless. And they made some changes. It's a little confusing. I was actually looking on their site and they have the plans. Oh, they updated it. This used to say 25 gigs, which is what it previously was, and now it's truly unlimited. So it's truly unlimited.
What are these points that you can buy with?
Oh, they have like some bogus point system where I think you get points for having auto pay or something.
Oh.
So,
Well, this is or at least it appears to be better than yeah, it's better than Straight Talk's offering. Take a look. 10 gigs of hotspot, true unlimited.
I mean, call it $50. So I guess, I mean, Straight Talk gives you unlimited starting at 45, which is technically cheaper.
but less hotspot.
I guess that's true. 5 gigs versus Total Wireless is pulling 10 gigs. I think it depends. Oh, and they have unlimited international long distance to Canada and Mexico. So this is
Yep.
basically Straight Talk's $55 plan for $5 less. And here's the 5%.
With double the hotspot data.
Well, I think oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Dennis, great call. Great sleuthing out. Actually, this one's 55. This one's not bad.
Also, it says 15 gigs of hotspot. I'm wrong.
Well, this one's 15. This one's 5. This one's 5. This one's also 5.
Dude, honestly, you know what I'm just thinking about, dude?
What?
We didn't say this, but honestly, Visible. Just get Visible.
Yeah, I think that's the bottom line. Like, Verizon launched Visible to be the entry level unlimited plan. And I know we talk about sometimes the latency being high. Bottom line, it is such a good value for the money. And even if the latency is there, it's really most noticeable, I want to say, for gaming. If you're streaming video and stuff, like, it's going to work. It's going to get the job done. It's going to be so cheap that you're going to love it.
Your
So
prices are a little bit higher than mine, but I rank Straight Talk's customer service as being bad enough that it's comparable to Visible's, which is why I'm saying if you're going to pay, might as well pay Visible pricing for it.
yeah. And yeah, so Cham, great question. Have you ever heard what's happened if someone's using over 60 gigabytes?
You get
Actually,
canceled.
well, Straight Talk actually has people saying they've used over 60 gigs with no problems. Let me see. Straight Talk. Yeah, so here we go. Maybe a soft cap. Best MVNO has heard several reports of customers using well in excess of that data limit without having their service interrupted. If we click on that link, it actually brings us to this page with some comments where the highlighted comment says, Kurt just used 152 gigabytes in 25 days and no issues with Straight Talk. So I think if you're getting Straight Talk on the Verizon network, I want to say right now, probably green light, truly unlimited, same as Visible. If you're using it on AT&T or T-Mobile, I would guess there's more likely going to be some issues at 60 gigs.
I think the TLDR is to not chance it and just assume that it's a 60 gig plan.
That's honestly the better move. And I just wanted to clarify, we had left on for you saying US Mobile 50 gig limit on Verizon. That's actually been updated. So US Mobile's new limits are 75 gigs on Verizon, which is super LTE, and 35 gigs on GSM. Very curious, in my opinion, that they had to drop that to 35 gigs, but there you go. All right. Those are the updates. That's Verizon owning TracFone and some of the changes they've made. Overall thoughts on having the merger go through, Dennis?
I don't know how I feel about it, man. I really don't.
Okay.
I mean, like, it's good. I mean, I don't know if good is the right word, but like, to me, there's too many MVNO choices. I was sort of hoping to see some consolidation. Like, instead of having these two MVNOs, Total Wireless and Straight Talk, basically offering the same plans.
Yeah, neck and neck, like a couple dollar difference for basically the same service.
I would have liked it if some of them got merged under one option, maybe like the Visible pool or something like that, or something, you know. But it's whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, they were all still using the same 3 networks anyway, right?
Yeah, it's so true.
But I want to change gears off this to one that's a little bit more shorter, and then I want to move on to the juiciest topic of tonight. First, let's talk about Republic Wireless, because that's going to be a short and easy thing. The website's still not up.
Dude, where is it? Yeah, this is unreal. Like, what is Republic Wireless doing? Their website's still not up. Their plans are still not live. If you want the latest info on Republic Wireless, like, funny enough, just go to Best Phone Plans, find Republic Wireless. Where's R in the alphabet? It's pretty low. Actually, it's before. Here we go. Republic Wireless. Boom. I have the plans up on my site right now. These are the new ones. They're going to be on T-Mobile, AT&T, and Dish. Likely, I guess AT&T is unconfirmed. And yeah, I don't know what's happening. Like, we literally saw them staging the website. We shared screenshots of the staged website. It's going to be awesome. And it's just not live yet. Like, did they forget to click publish? I don't know. That's it. I think that's all I got for Red Pocket.
Yep,
Or Republic Wireless, excuse me.
I just wanted to bang it out. I know you were a big proponent for Republic Wireless.
Look,
but
I want to see them launch, I want to see Dish do stuff. Anytime Dish does stuff, it's kind of cool. And this is just like, what? Lol. Anyway.
But yeah, all right, let's move on to the juicy topics of tonight. And this is where I'm going to incorporate my spicy article. Stetson, did you see the thing that I shared on Twitter that was written by Bloomberg?
Yes, I did catch that. And they were saying, well, why don't you provide a little more context here what Bloomberg is saying?
Yeah, so Bloomberg did an article talking about how T-Mobile's customer service has empirically gotten worse and is now equally as bad as the other big two carriers in the telecommunications space. And I found this incredibly interesting because earlier on in the year, you've heard me talk about my T-Mobile woes. That being said, I did have some recently decent experiences. Like, I can't take that away. But overall, you've heard me talk about my woes. And I wanted to talk about this because I wanted to see how other people felt. Now, in the article, they actually were able to get some some quotes. In fact, you're scrolling over a few of them. There was the one on Twitter, but there was something about JD Power that you just also scrolled over at some point. Yes, T-Mobile might be the victim of their own successful marketing of setting tremendously high expectations, said Ian Greenblatt, managing director of technology and media and telecommunications at JD Power, which for anybody that doesn't know, JD Power is the ones that you always hear about in the ads when they talk about companies being ranked #1 by JD Power.
JD Power, that's what they do. They rank stuff.
But yeah, so I wanted to bring this up. I wanted to get your thoughts, Stetson. Do you agree with this article?
Yeah, I feel like I guess there's my experience, my perceptions, and then other people's experiences. I would say right now, from my experience, I reviewed T-Mobile in January. I said I felt they had some of the best customer service and support. Then T-Mobile went ahead and announced their changes. They said they were essentially offshoring a lot of customer service jobs, trying to cut costs, things like that. I feel like my perception from Reddit is that the overall experience has gone down. That said, when I've still interacted with T-Mobile customer service and support, we talked about it before. They seem pretty cheery. They're throwing in emojis left, right, and center. And overall, I guess from my touch points with them, they've been pretty good. And still, I would still rank them higher than AT&T. And I don't know. I haven't really dealt with Verizon recently. So my perception, they have gone down. But if you use Twitter, still pretty good. I think general perception is T-Mobile customer service and support is also still pretty good. What are you thinking here?
I'm gonna hard disagree.
Okay.
I feel like T-Mobile's customer service has gotten tremendously worse, and that AT&T currently has the best customer service.
Whoa, what, Dennis?
Let me finish the thought before you chew me. So, with T-Mobile's customer service, I had a great experience getting my phone unlocked. It required a couple phone calls, but eventually I did get a message from Twitter's T-Force team, and Twitter's T-Force team has been
they're awesome.
a much better option. But the experience really drastically depends on the channel that you go for. And by that, I mean this. If you go to a retail stores can't do anything for you. Pretty rough.
Why do you say that? Like, do they have to call in or something?
They literally... Like I told you about when I wanted to take advantage of the free line deal and how everything got twisted, right?
Yeah, well, okay.
I was literally
you were trying to take advantage of a free line deal on an old plan that wasn't eligible. I
wasn't told that.
Yeah, okay, so you got an unknowledgeable rep. I mean,
there was nothing that... Anyway, point is and they couldn't fix it, right?
Yeah.
But there's other things that you can't... Basically, stores are only good if you're trying to buy a phone. That's all stores are really good.
They're very good at that. That's true.
That's the only thing they're good for. Anything else, they're gonna have you call into a store. Got a billing question, call the phone. Got a plan change issue that isn't just adding a line, call the phone. It's always call the phone in the store. They don't have the power to do like anything. As far as calling the phone goes, 7 out of 10 times, I'm going to say I get an international rep regardless of the time that I call. And I'm not saying there's anything bad with international reps, but a lot of times, even if they understand what I'm saying, they also don't have the power to do what I want.
What are you trying to do on your T-Mobile account, Dennis?
I'll give an example. When I wanted to harden my security in my account, right, and get that number, no port before they started making it available online, right?
Yeah.
It was a pain in the butt. You had to call in to get that done, but it didn't necessarily happen all the time. At one point I needed to remove that feature off because I was trying to do a actual SIM swap to get that done. And it's not something the user can do through their account. They have to call in to get that resolved. There might be a billing concern or two that needed to be addressed over time. Point being is a lot of times it requires calling is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah.
The LDR. 7 times out of 10, I get international rep. They don't necessarily have the ability to do what I want. The T-Force team is great, but it takes a very long time to get from start to finish to get done what you need to do when you're using Twitter's T-Force. Like it might be like 5 or 6 hours because messages aren't necessarily instantly replied.
Yeah, that's true. I actually prefer that because like if I'm doing it on the T-Mobile website, for example, which is garbage, by the way, I do not recommend that. That's like the sales reps. But if you're doing it on the T-Mobile website, if you leave, they just cancel the chat and everything is gone. Twitter, you can leave. It's completely asynchronous. And you come back, boom, everything's there. The rep can follow up with you. And even if it takes longer, it actually takes less of your time, right? Because you spend like 2 minutes, you send a message.
Do you think that really? Because I'm constantly looking at my phone waiting for the response.
Really? You don't like, oh, they'll just get back to me whenever and like go and do other stuff?
No.
Huh.
Different approaches, I guess, but I just like to be anyway. Different channels have different experiences. T-Force at least always tends to get the job done overall, unless it's something that only phone reps can do.
Sure.
But in comparison to that, AT&T, even though they have problems with the biller, they go well and beyond out of their way to resolve things. Like I talked about whenever I had the issues with upgrading to AT&T's Elite plan.
Sure.
They literally credited our account for 3 months of full service. It was like over like $600 worth of money that AT&T was able to credit.
Yeah.
The best I got from T-Mobile was a courtesy credit for $25 and making them think and the way they did it was like condescending. Like, we'll give you this courtesy credit because you've been a customer, but it's not because of the T-Mobile data breach, or something like that. Like they'll be condescending about it.
Yeah.
So, and anybody can give credits. Also, AT&T does seem to empower their in-store reps. Let me rephrase that. Their corporate in-store reps a little bit more.
You want to go corporate.
A little bit more than T-Mobile. And AT&T's corporate store reps are always a breath of fresh air when it comes to the experience, from how quickly at the door they will come up to you to start like greeting you to like the rest of the process, right? And then AT&T doesn't really have an online chat presence that I have used, to be honest.
They have Twitter, which is medium. Dude, I ranted about Twitter last time. I won't get too into it. I had a simple question about FirstNet. Does it include taxes or fees? Yes or no? AT&T Twitter help like replied twice, wouldn't answer the question. I did a direct message. They gave me a paragraph response that didn't answer my simple yes or no question. Took 4 messages and they finally were like, oh, no, of course taxes and fees are not included. Of course they're extra.
Yeah, so, I saw that exchange, but
yeah, they're on Twitter, and I like Twitter because it's asynchronous, but that goes for all of them, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile.
But my point is, it's not as robust as a setup as how T-Mobile's doing things. Is what I'm getting.
Yeah, I think T-Mobile's they have that. It's a lot better. I think their website chat, even though I don't like it, the actual chat box is better built than the AT&T chat, which is just not good.
But for AT&T, going old school in store or over the phone are both great experiences in my experience. Which, honestly, I rather that be the way.
Sure.
I appreciate real time communication versus necessarily waiting.
Yeah.
And plus, like I said, what they've been able to do has always been a lot more. I mean, tell me a time, Stetson, where a carrier is like literally credited your guys like over like $600.
Well, Dennis, I've haven't been signed up for a major carrier for more than a year, really, and so never.
Any company in general that's giving you large credits in the telecommunication space.
Nothing besides referral credits.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why AT&T is getting my like number
Well,
one at the moment.
I also don't have issues, Dennis. Like I haven't had to do anything, you know? Like I sign up and I'm good to go.
Well, Stetson, just to give you some perspective, back in the day, I'm talking way back, T-Mobile went out of their way to give me a $25 credit every single month when I was having major tower issues on my localized cell site back in the day when their coverage was like really growing.
Yeah.
Very stark difference than what they were willing to do when they've had major like issues with like the breach and stuff like that, right?
Sure. Yeah. Well, different company, different issues.
This was T-Mobile.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm saying T-Mobile is a different company today than they were 10, 15 years ago.
Anyway, let's actually get into the article now. We talked about our experiences. The article, what's the TLDR of the article, Stetson?
I don't know. I kind of skimmed it, Dennis. Do you have a more insight?
Yeah, TLDR is that measurable decrease in customer satisfaction with T-Mobile.
That's interesting.
TLDR.
So they're saying measurable decrease in satisfaction. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, I will say that the consumer perception right now or last month is actually that T-Mobile still, this is consumer perception. Consumers are perceiving T-Mobile to actually still have the best customer service and support over the phone in comparison to AT&T and Verizon. Verizon and AT&T are significantly behind. AT&T is actually in last. And this is, again, customer perception based on a wide audience of experiences. So I think for some people, T-Mobile sure has gone down. Maybe it hasn't been what it's been before. I still think it's pretty good.
Okay, think about their recent iPhone deal.
Yeah, that was a disaster. I don't know what happened with that.
And think about how it was handled.
Pretty poorly. So
yeah. And then there was the breach where their reps were straight up just saying, nothing happened. And then afterwards, confirmed.
Hey, man, I don't know. I guess from my experience, I think it's okay. Has it gone down? Sure. General consumer perception right now is still that they're the best. So we'll see if that changes, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they very well could be. The telecom industry is not known for its revolutionary customer service, is it?
No. Hashtag mobile X, hashtag dish. Please change that. But
yeah. Okay. Now we'll talk about your topic. T-Mobile's answers to the burning questions about 5G.
Oh, yeah. This was great. This is from Sasha. Shout out to Sasha getting this interview. Look, I mean, bottom line here is T-Mobile is working on carrier aggregation for mid-band 5G. So the Qualcomm X65, which is the next generation modem that's going to be in the Snapdragon 8 series Gen 1. I believe that's the name. They are going to be able to carrier aggregate 100 megahertz of mid-band 5G in a lot of places. And it'll need 3 times carrier aggregation to do 2 blocks of 100 megahertz mid-band channels, plus a low-band channel for uplink better range. So very exciting that this is going to be happening. And apparently that low to mid-band carrier aggregation is already live, but per usual, T-Mobile will not tell Sasha where it is. So it's kind of up to us to try and find it. And I think the more interesting thing here, Dennis, is yes, T-Mobile is getting new home internet equipment. This is the big thing. You can hear the cheering in the crowds. This is what everyone wants. Because as Sasha noted in his review, the Nokia modems are very unreliable in their current T-Mobile home internet Nokia devices. So I think that's the most exciting thing for me right there.
Here's a question for you, Stetson.
Yeah.
I was on a surprise stream with Carlos last night. Haven't been getting much sleep, but one of the things that we talked about during that show is 5G real? And we talked about, is T-Mobile's 5G real?
I would say T-Mobile has the most real 5G there is right now. I mean, they have the mid-band, which is the sweet spot for 5G. They've got the most 5G coverage right now. and they're getting some of the fastest speeds because of it. I mean, we saw in Sasha's network results for 2021 that T-Mobile's network overall improved markedly from last year and is now actually ranking faster than AT&T and Verizon thanks to the mid-band 5G spectrum. So I would say, yeah, 100%. I mean, they're doing standalone 5G. They're doing some cool stuff. Is it perfect? No. I mean, we've talked about backhaul issues and things like that, but I would say, yeah, T-Mobile's 5G 100% real. What's your take, Dennis? Is it real? Is it fake? Is it magenta wash over everyone?
You actually partially agreed with what I was saying. Basically, I was talking about how even if there's not a net noticeable capacity improvement, T-Mobile and all the carriers are incorporating components of the 5G specification. My short answer was that no carrier is actually meeting the true specifications of 5G, but each is incorporating certain parts of the puzzle, right? Like Verizon, they're definitely hitting home on the millimeter wave component of it, right?
Yeah.
T-Mobile is doing a great job at doing like the N41 deployments, and then they're also starting to touch on the carrier aggregation between the 5G bands and doing standalone. They started doing voice over NR, although what Carlos was able to discover is that voice over NR calls that take place, the reason why their audio quality does not improve is because the core in which it gets routed, it gets converted back over to voice over LTE. Fun fact.
Oh, that's interesting.
At the RAN. So right now, my opinion was that no one in the US is actually doing true 5G. Like what we're seeing right now, like capacity improvements are great, but most of these capacity improvements for all intents and purposes could have occurred over LTE.
Yeah, I mean, I would say some carriers were definitely starved on spectrum, and like they
Spectrum is what's improving it. What I'm getting at, like if T-Mobile just deployed 60 megahertz of band 41 over LTE,
yeah, okay,
you know, it would have been comparable. I mean, the difference being is they'd have to do carrier aggregation versus one nice big beautiful block that 5G allows for.
yeah,
But the results would have been relatively similar with that, like maybe about a 10 to 15% difference max, right?
sure.
I think it's going to be a couple years before 5G really starts looking like 5G. And by that, I mean, once the carriers actually update their network core.
Yeah, I think you need the standalone core.
That's when we'll start seeing some of the lower latencies, as well as theoretically improved range as well. Because right now, one of the things that's really hampering mid-band's propagation is the fact that it has to rely on an LTE anchor band.
Yeah.
Typically, that's been band 66 or band 2 from what I've seen. So I'm really hoping that we get to the point where standalone becomes the norm. I'm really curious to see what N71 carrier aggregated with N41 looks like, since N71 will be the uplink.
Right.
And it should, in theory, increase the propagation characteristics just a little bit. Even if it's only like a quarter of a mile, I would love to see that.
I hope so. Yeah, so I think T-Mobile is definitely in the lead right now. We're waiting on C-band to see what Verizon and AT&T do. And yeah, bottom line, I mean, they're doing the 5G specifications, and I think we're probably next year is when we'll really start to see, I think, the benefits of 5G with the lower latency and the improved capacity, especially on Verizon and things like that. So,
are you you getting excited for Dish at all, since they've been spotted in the wild actually deploying their equipment?
I'm always excited for Dish. I think they're one of those you kind of have to wait to see when it actually goes live, you know?
Never thought I'd hear you say that, because you were really hyped and I was really pessimistic about them.
Yeah, I mean, I think I want to remain enthusiastic, but it's so long, you know?
There's no results have been produced.
Yeah. They don't even have plans, you know, not launching, pricing, or anything like that and using AT&T. It's just they're revamping their Boost mobile plans and their Ting plans, and they're all so similar. So yeah, look, I'm excited for Dish. I want to see their network, and I wish them well. I think my overall enthusiasm is declined a little bit, and I'm kind of playing that, you know, I'll believe it when I see a game.
Fair. Well, as far as C-band goes, by the way, Stetson, I have a sneaking suspicion that beginning of next year, we might see a big announcement, probably from Verizon.
I hope so. That'd be sick.
Yeah, from what I've heard, Verizon has already been able to deploy a sizable amount of C-band panels across a variety of cell sites, and it's just a matter of flipping a switch. In fact, actually, Verizon did actually do some live testing of C-band on live macro sites, and they were able to get over a gigabit of throughput
Yes, that is awesome.
with only a 60 megahertz chunk.
That is awesome. T-Mobile, what are you doing? 100 megahertz of N41 and Verizon's crushing you at 60 megahertz of C-band.
Well, to be fair, it was a test site, so there's probably like no one on it.
That's also fair, Dennis. That's a very
And
fair point.
also to be fair,
if you think about it,
yeah,
how many people are actually going to be able to connect to C-band? Not too many. Most of the 5G phones we've seen come out are low-band 5G without C-band support, and it's really only the newer phones that have the C-band antennas, right?
Yeah, it really is, which
it's just going to be so fast for like very few people for like, a couple months or whatever.
I mean, it's going to be like the LTE days, right? Like I remember way back when AT&T first got LTE and I was one of the first people to get an iPhone 5, right?
Yeah.
LTE on AT&T back then was pulling like something like 150 megabits per second way back when. And as everybody got LTE phones, it slowed down like 35. And then improvements happened to increase capacity. It was this ever racing battle. We got to the point now, though, where for the most part, all the networks have robust LTE networks with the exception of T-Mobile. Although, fun fact, Stetson, LTE performance at my house is better than 5G from T-Mobile at this point.
That's great. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I'm getting about 35 to 40 megabits per second on T-Mobile, depending on where I stand in the house if I'm connected to LTE.
Okay.
5G is between 10 and 25.
Ooh, that's a big difference. So LTE, definitely the move for you, Dennis.
Yeah, and there is a rare gust of wind where I'll connect to N41. Very rare.
Yeah.
But that's only if I'm sitting in my master
bedroom. Weather has to be perfect. You need to
N41 connection. I'll get between 50 and 100 megabits per second.
That's still not great for N41. Like you'd want faster, but you must be on like the very, very edge of that cell site and where
also,
it's able to propagate.
Do you want to know what's even funnier? There was a power outage that happened recently. I was FaceTiming with Carlos, and I believe the power must have knocked out my localized cell site that I was connecting to because the one I was connected to had even a weaker signal, and I was getting a band 2 connection.
Oh my god!
That cell site actually gave better speeds with the weaker signal than my closer cell site. I was getting consistently 100 to like 145 megabits per second on a band 2 connection.
That's amazing.
No, that sucks. I'm connecting to a closer cell site and getting worse performance.
Well, I mean, the performance on band 2 is amazing.
Oh, yes. The band 2 performance was great, but my local cell site is sucking, which is bad.
Well, I mean, are you getting usable speeds?
Now I am.
Okay, so there you go.
I wasn't before.
There is one piece of news I didn't actually put in the doc, Dennis. We finally got an update. Galaxy S21 has eSIM. Can you believe it? SIM1, add a mobile plan. You can actually now search for a plan and scan a QR code. So Samsung did it, Dennis. They finally launched eSIM. It only took them just about a year. I think it was they launched it in what, February?
And somehow they still managed to do a worse job at doing it than Apple.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, they had so long though. I'm delighted to finally have it.
That's why I'm saying somehow after all this time.
Apple's like, they have 2 eSIMs now. Boom.
Dude, Apple has nailed the eSIM procedure perfectly.
Yeah. It's flawless.
Also, I will just say, to be perfectly frank, I think I'm glad Samsung has eSIM support, but part of me thinks it's a little bit too little too late because most carriers that I can think of off the top of my head don't support eSIM.
Oh, they don't. Yeah, you can't even activate it. I mean, I think Google has been pretty good actually with the Pixel. That's like the one phone that does support it. But I don't know what it takes to necessarily support the Galaxy S21. I don't know any carriers that actually do support eSIM on S21 right now. Like maybe it's possible to just scan a regular QR code and it'll work, or if something special needs to happen.
But yeah, I'm not sure either. Like I know with Los Mobile, for example, like Los can't do activations of any Android phones
Wow. With
with
eSIM.
With Los AT&T.
Yeah.
Los T-Mobile he can, but not Los AT&T, and the reason is because you need those blue QR codes that AT&T needs to send out, and Los doesn't have access to them.
Yeah.
T-Mobile's a little bit different. Same thing, obviously, with things like Mint, because they just actually just straight up let you scan it without needing like those cards to be sent out.
Yeah.
But I don't know about Verizon either. Verizon, I feel like it's a little bit hairy when it comes to eSIM support. Pixel obviously is supported, and
Pixel, iPhone.
their exclusive Motorola phone that they did there a little while back.
Yeah. Does that have eSIM? And it's supported?
There was no physical SIM at all in it. There was like
Oh, wow.
there was a Motorola phone. I think it was like a flipper or something.
That's
like
crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was Verizon exclusive. And
So yeah, so you couldn't use it anywhere else. Awesome. That's what we want.
Yeah, yeah. I think the big thing is once Qualcomm's new modem kind of becomes the norm, like the new modem that they talked about.
Yeah.
I think that's when eSIM adoption is really going to take off, because now it's truly baked in as like a standard.
Yeah, well, they're using iSIM, I think. It was like integrated SIM.
Yeah, isn't that the same thing?
My understanding is slightly different, where it's a similar concept where you have the SIM in the phone, but my understanding with that is that it's actually like completely reprogrammable to some degree. Like you don't need to update it, or I don't even know, I guess, what the difference would be, but it sounded almost more universal than eSIM currently is.
Yeah, that's the point though. Like whatever they're doing is going to be good for this. And honestly, I'm looking forward to the day when we don't need SIM cards anymore, because I'm tired of T-Mobile having an excuse to force charge you like, what is it, $10, $20? What is it?
It's $10. Do they? Yeah, I guess you're right. I think it's like $10 to get a SIM from Verizon. It's like $10 from T-Mobile. I think it's like 10 or 15 from AT&T.
Really? AT&T charges you?
I mean, I guess when I sign up for prepaid, I buy an AT&T SIM card and it's like 10, 15. The pro tip though,
never got charged on postpaid for AT&T.
That's great. If you need a free SIM card, you can actually get one at the Apple Store. That's the pro tip of the day.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can just say, "Hey, I need a AT&T SIM." Boom, they've got one, and it's like the best one for iPhone. Same with T-Mobile. Say, "Hey, I need a T-Mobile SIM." Hey, I need a Verizon SIM. Boom, they got you.
Well, Stetson, as we're winding down the show, I think this is a great time to do some shameless plugs to some of the passion projects that you've been working on.
Sure.
One of which is, I think you should plug the sweet merch that you recently redesigned.
Yeah. So we've got some new merch. I can pull it up now. The current site is shop.bestphoneplans.net. That just links you right to it. And basically, we got a bunch of different options here where you can go Team Magenta, Team Red, Team Dish, Team Blue, Team X. I just made a Team Green. Team Magenta, I know that's not Magenta. That's the best they had. We got a full bar shirt, a 5G. I'm actually wearing the 3D 5G. This is one of my favorites. We got bars and a simple 5G one. And then I was actually working on possibly a new design and getting some phone cases implemented, because someone mentioned that and I thought it was a great idea. So I'm working with another site to possibly get these up and running, and it could be pretty cool. So this is a sneak preview of this, and hopefully it'll be live soon, but here you go. We got your classic 5G, and this is the phone case. It's got some good protection. It's internal TPU material with an external kind of a harder case, so it gives you that a little bit better drop protection. And yeah, so this is live now, and I'm going to be fleshing out the products. You can see I only have a few right now, but that's a sneak preview. So there you go.
On a side note, are you still sending me a shirt?
Yeah, Dennis, I can send you a shirt. Which one do you want?
I thought we were going to go Team Blue, since I'm known as the AT&T god or whatever.
I'll send you a Team Blue shirt, Dennis.
But also, on top of little passion projects, obviously everybody here listening is a part of the Patreon, which is why your beautiful comments are being read by me and Stetson's beautiful eyes, which thank you for supporting. But for people that are going to be part of the rewatch crew, if you are not so already, highly recommend becoming a member of the Patreon. Not only because you can be part of the live viewing of the podcast as it's being recorded. For example, our live viewers actually got some sneak hints before we started doing this recording tonight, which you'll find out about on Thursday. But Also, Stetson has done a fantastic job at uploading some exclusive unboxings of his new fancy pants router that I recommended to him, and there were some pretty impressive speed testing results. And there's also some other little passion projects behind the scenes that I know Stetson has been working on. You also get to vote whenever Stetson works on the next video as a Patreon member, and there is exclusive discounts if you were looking into getting, say, Lowe's Mobile, which I know we've talked about on the show, as well as the shirt. If you're part of the $20 super supporter tier or whatever we called it, what is it called, Stetson?
Oh yeah, absolute superhero.
Absolute superhero.
Infinity megabits per second.
If you're subscribed to that for 6 consecutive months, we will hook you up with one of the free shirts.
Yeah. So there we go. Speaking of perks, Dennis, we answer questions live on the show. So I think we should take a second to answer our friend Ryan's question. What services do you guys use with Esim?
Yeah, so right now, I actually converted my main AT&T line over to Esim because I was able to finally get that to work. So I got that on Esim, and that's on my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I also have a Los Verizon line that is on this iPhone 13 Pro Max that I'm using on Esim. On my iPhone 12 Pro Max, I got the OG Los AT&T access on Esim, as well as I still have that Airlu line that we were doing for way back when.
Shout out to them. They're working on that.
I also have one of my T-Mobile Magenta Max lines on Esim on the old iPhone 12 Pro Max, and then yeah, those are currently all the active lines at the very least that are on Esim. Mint Mobile I have on physical because I've been plopping it around on different phones, and same thing with my main T-Mobile line because
that's
Stetson, what about you, man?
So I have my personal Mint Mobile number on eSIM, and that's perfect because I can use my phone in dual SIM mode, Mint as my primary so I can get phone calls and stuff, and then use a secondary line to test out different services. I got Los Verizon. I was testing that out. It's awesome. I still have to do a millimeter wave test, so thank you, Carlos, for your patience on that. The Airlo plan that we were testing out because they were working on developing and deploying eSIM. I also have a visible line on eSIM, or at least I thought I did. It's probably somewhere. Looks like it's actually not. Maybe it's on my other phone. This is my problem. And yeah, that's basically it on eSIM. I think, there's just something very nice about physical SIM cards that makes it super easy to switch devices. Like if I wanted to switch from an S21 to an iPhone, you just pop the SIM out, you're good to go. And eSIM, I think the problem is switching, like switching from an old iPhone to a new iPhone or switching from Android to iPhone. It's challenging right now. Like it sometimes just doesn't work. There's problems. So there's something to be said for physical SIM cards, even though the technology is going the way of the dodo bird. But yeah, Ryan, thank you for the question. Loved it. Absolutely.
Here's a question from Chime. Stetson, did you ever heard of oh no, we already answered that question. Sorry.
Yeah. For that's straight talk over 60 gigs. Yeah, that's possible. So
Steve asked, "It's all fake 5G?" on 4G. I think that's in relation to when we were talking about my question to you about 5G. I feel like he's half right and half wrong because, as I mentioned,
I think anything that's low band can be perceived as fake because it feels like you're not really getting that next generation experience, even if they're following 5G standards and all that stuff. Like Verizon DSS just doesn't really feel like 5G. So,
well, I've gone on record and said this many times when it comes to different things, but your network is only good as the weakest link, right?
Yeah.
Like, remember when I was complaining about how T-Mobile would put up N40 100 megahertz but not upgrade the backhaul so the potential gains are not seen? It's the same thing with low band 5G at the moment, right? They started broadcasting low band 5G, but say the latency, for example, isn't like super low because the core hasn't been updated, right?
Yeah.
Or insert whatever thing, right? So that's why I'm saying it's half right, half wrong, right? I mean, improvements are improvements. Hopefully, for the love of God, T-Mobile will
improve all of the things, upgrade the backhaul, deploy more spectrum.
Actually use the layer cake and put small cells in place instead of having a few little tiny candles sprinkled across the country.
Yeah.
But yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Is there any last comments that you wanted to mention, Stetson?
I think that is all for this episode. Make sure you're tuning into our Thursday live stream with Sherry and Craig. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, Stetson.
Yeah.
Yes, that was supposed to be for the live people only, man.
Well, this is coming out on Friday, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay.
So the live show is actually a surprise yesterday. So go watch that. Just go watch it. We'll link it somewhere in the description or something.
Yeah,
Check
Craig is from reviews.org. Fantastic, man. And of course, Sherry Riggs. She's from Whistle Out. My God, I can't talk. Both
That's
incredible.
sign, yeah.
Both incredible people. I can't believe we were managed to get both of them on at the same time. I think this is the first time since way back in the early days of the podcast we had two guests on simultaneously back when we did the AR episode that you got on. So
always so fun. So
I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Either way, that's going to be it. Again, join the Patreon for extra perks and content and discounts on Los Mobile. That's going to be it for this episode. I'm Stetson.
And I'm Dennis.
And we'll look forward to talking to you in the next one. Peace.